This program contains content that may not be suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised.
Owaaye leero nga muli busy. Ono siye mugagga wange. Emmotoka eno Jose bulungi bagikwatamu eri yonna wansi bagitereeze. Kamalala omugagga wange ono wano ng'oli mweraliikirivu.
Kasuku
nabye benzi yo wali ne ŋŋamba
ugamba oti
ng'ombuzeeko kiri kitya?
Awaayi si byangu.
Oluuto nga lukuggwako.
Si byangu. Kasuku
kiki obulamu nga bwe wabubala si bwe butambula.
Buleka bugenda bukyankalana.
Bukyankalana kiki obuzibu ki?
Ndi mu katubagiro ka byasimbi.
Oyagala ssente? Njagala
ssente za bwangu. Buli wengezaako kugamba wano baleeta ekyapa leeta ebyobugagga byo.
Naye kati lwaki tonkubirangako ebyo bintu tubimala buli lunaku? Tofaayo jangu kutwa. Tugende kati kwe yagimanya nti ekyo kiwedde.
Kiba kiwedde. Aji
tutuuse we wano. Aji ogirayo Delta Cash we wano.
Delta Cash
basanze wano naalya ku kizimbe kiriko Children's Clinic. Omanyi Aji njagala ofune ssente. Olina engeri gy'onyumira mu benzi yo.
Nalwawo.
Olina engeri gy'onyumira mu benzi yo. Onaze kwewola. Kibadde kitya?
Njo sikimanya nga toli musajja mugezi.
Okitegedde?
Ontaasizza nnyo okimanyi baŋŋambye ebintu bitono nnyo. Just logbook, national ID,
bank statement.
Bank statement yokka. Mu ssaawa 10 nezi nakuba nga nfunye ssente.
Ssaawa 12 ojja nga olina ssente. www.deltacash.ug osobola obijjulizaako okwo byonna ssente ne zikusanga. Okitegedde?
Okimanyi nti baŋŋambye emmotoka yange nsigala nvuga.
Emmotoka
bagisigala.
Bakuteeramu tulaka n'osigala ng'otambula nayo. Kati ssente njagala ogenda ozigyeyo ate nkukuba oluse.
Tewali
Yes, please. Wano oyo ye mutyaba ali ku kamera nga mwomulaba. Wano we having lunch n'abasajja nga betutegekera Saturday. Kati ono alinayo ekyana naye atugambye tayagala nnyo byana by'amabina. Gwe ekyana kyakutte gweoyagala kyaki kyamabina ate gwe toyagala kati wamma kutwogerera bangambye kamera bezivaako nyuma agenda kumbulira ebyana naye nga essaawa eno atale yanikanga mwagudde dda mu bintu essaawa yonna mugwa mu kintu kiri kyennyini wabi abaana tubagamba kimu bagobe mupiira ebisigadde babitulekere. Era njagala kubira omulanga omugagga wange director ku Best Hotel VIP omujja tegekawo tujja tesaza bubi banna ekitebe kirina okubeera. Uganda Cranes Assurance gyembawa nti omupiira tugenda kugoba. Mwebale nti tuli ku semi final. Motivation njitaddewo. Sikozekeze ensonga. Shalom aleeta adija w'ekipooli.
Ow'ekipooli njagala gye buli akuba goolo buli ali ku line up. Usanga tuwangudde kipooli ku goolo kipooli ku goolo. Yogati kipooli. Ate twalanyokero you know kipooli. That kipooli you know it. So buli afulumira ku line up bw'ati. Adija. Njagala afune ekipooli yogati honey. Ku Sunday.
Olina kuleeta ebyana okuva kusaba wali ku mob.
Tuweze myaka ng'emeka. That's what we can give you. Oyagala byana, oyagala bweru, oyagala kulya ku mucope, amumwangule bwanguzi mufiira.
Motivation is high. Tugenda kugoba mupiira ku Saturday.
Emmere yudde weewoma.
Emmere empitirivu.
Abantu
bayogedde ebigambo osimayo emmere tewooma.
Emmere tewooma. Emmere ewooma okubeera kumali emmere. Biddemu byobadde omugambo.
Aliwa.
Alanyokero.
Lwaki muganda tutegeseeyo ebyana ebyamazina wabweru awo we bawangulwa bati buli omu tugenda kimuyiwa bamaze owangula
Neyabeetera balabe ebipooli. Yati kulayinaku twala kipooli.
Yebyo nno. Ndabireko akamala okukola.
Mu nsi ey'ennyambala n'enzikiriza we bikwataganira, Hijab Nation ejaguza okwewaayo kw'abakyala abasiraamu mu by'ennyambala. Abakyala muli b'amaanyi, mulina obusobozi, muli balungi ate bakozi nnyo. Twegatteko olw'okugenda mu maaso n'ennyambala mu kulyowa emyoyo, enkulaakulana n'okuzzaamu amaanyi mu by'obulamu. Jangu wezzeemu amaanyi ositule n'abalala tusanyukire wamu, okoleze obumuligo nga 23/8/2025 ku Thobani Center omwaliro ogwokubiri okuva ku ssaawa 6 ez'emisana okutuuka ku ssaawa 2 ez'akawungeezi. Okuyingira $5,000 gyokka ne miliyoni 2 emmeeza ey'abantu 8. Jjukira buli nnusu eyamba. Hijab Nation, empowering Muslim women. Biwagiddwa Mimi's Glamour Palace, Right Now, Print Creations, E-Corp, Juice Sanctuary, Mami Gadgets, Flory Flower World, Jeje Sounds, Wamune Rashida Veils and Makeup.
Ale luzungu kale kazuku tujikole sawa namba luzungu.
Luzungu tugenda muza kujjere kutoka ntoku nimbuzi nyefu nyefu.
Ana bubura bababbi. Abakyala.
Wele somero manyembuto. Katonda ya chembuto. Genda weji waminge.
Oya baweereza buno bukeke obutini.
Singa babu mutwale bamusonseka mukamwa bwonna. N'abufulumiza mu nnyindo.
Kiba ina guno omugo gwa Musa. White Star Premium Detergent.
Waliwo wanagaali ebola y'akasajja kasendi kalimba bannange. Esendi bannange.
Mr. President, before you here, members of the media, from different sectors of journalism, not only sports journalists. With the tournament going on, Chan 2024, a lot of excitement, a lot of talk, but I don't think anyone here while coming to Kupa Hotel got lost on the way. Is there anyone who got lost on the way to Kupa Hotel? Kasuku, did you get lost? So, Mr. President, this is a press conference you requested for and has been organized. I pray that you take the lead at this time. Allow me to introduce, before we be at the high table, extreme end is Dr. Abdullah Siwe, the Executive Committee member of FUFA, also the chairman of the FUFA TV Cup that resumes in 2 weeks' time in Bulu. Mr. Ronnie Kalema, the salon of my skill. All events at the ongoing Chan tournament is the chairman of that subcommittee. And the reason why we are confined for the first time from the group stages, there is a leader of the delegation of the Uganda Cranes team, and that is Mr. Deo Mutabazi, also an executive committee member, but the chairman of Beach Soccer Association, Deo Mutabazi. Hassan Chirunda Kakaide, FUFA delegate, big league, also attached to the national team Uganda Cranes. Hassan Chirunda signed up for commission, please. Hassan, put your hand up, please. The national team's manager, Patrick Intake. Yesterday was excited. He got for the first time live on TikTok. So when you see him excited on TikTok, he joined TikTok last night. So Mr. President, please, the members of the media would like to hear from you. They're going to announce the channel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Hussein, the members of the executive committee here, who are here, the Fourth Estate. It's a press conference basically to update the public through the Fourth Estate about some of the things that are going on. But I want to begin by thanking all of you, Ugandans, for supporting the Uganda Cranes. This is the national team, and we are all Ugandans. I'm very, very certain that what is not about to change is your nationality. We are bound by being Ugandans to support the national team. And in football, there are ups and downs. There are moments when it is not going to be easy. That is when the team needs support. But Ugandans, thank you so much. We did not do so well in the first game, but we came in the second game and was full house. That was a point of confidence in the national team. We came to the third game and was still full house. I'm very certain that our qualification out of the group stage is purely because of the support we get at home. So thank you so much, our fans, to be more specific, Ugandans, and anybody else who has made it an effort to ensure that the boys feel at home. But I want also to thank, more specifically, the residents of this area where we are, who showed the team a lot of love, who have always shown a lot of love. It's not the first time, but whenever the national team comes from the stadium, the residents of this area where we are seated, where the Fufa Hotel is located, have always shown the love. And the players, these are the words we tell them to motivate them that, guys, remember those fans there in Stars. You remember the Ugandans who fill up Nambole. The team now needs more support. We have gone to a knockout phase. We have a game against Senegal. And it's very important that these boys are shown love. They will definitely work to repay the love by giving everything. We have achieved our first objective, which was getting out of the group stage. That was our primary objective, because it was a monkey on our back. However, we want to go all the way. The moment in such competitions you get out of the group stages, everything becomes square one. We are at a point where we want to go all the way. So come and support the boys. The boys are in jovial mood. They are very happy. I'm sure those of you, the media, who have joined us for lunch, you have dined with them, and you can testify that the boys are happy and they are willing to go all the way. I'll also take this moment to explain a few things. That player we see in the stadium did not start playing football yesterday. That player has been developed for the last 15 years. Throughout the 15 years, has gone through so many hands. Most of these hands are actually private hands. To begin with, there is talent identification. These players are identified. And they are not identified by the national team. They are identified across the whole country. We have our own structures as FUFA, how players get identified. Once they have been identified, they are developed from the right age. All of that is work being done by the federation and its members, the clubs and the associations. Now the period of preparation for this camp begins. And there has been a lot of preparations to get to this point. What people normally look at is at the point of presentation. That we are in Nambole and now they become our boys. I've seen so many commentators referring to them as our boys. But these boys have been around for the last 15 years. They have been living, they have been eating, there is where they sleep. And until you hold a player from the beginning to the end, you cannot expect to reap results when you have not been part of the process. So I want to call upon everybody to appreciate that if this is 2025, and by 2035 we want to win something, the process should have already begun, because it's such a tedious, long process. You'll see Alan Okello today, but he was a player who was identified by the FIFA Juniors League that was started in 2015. He went through the structures, so today we are celebrating what he's doing, but he has been going through a process. And if we want to appreciate and have the best of our players, then we must also appreciate the process. And we must contribute to the process. The final bit is motivation and logistics. Normally people want to commentate about the motivation. They want to commentate about logistics. But if you didn't identify the right talent, if you did not develop the talent which you identified, however much you motivate, however much you provide logistics, they will never give you the results. So if we want to understand this football cycle, let us appreciate it from the beginning. I also want to use this opportunity to communicate that players are developed at academies. Some of these countries that do well have very strong structures as academies, because a doctor is developed from a school. Now, a professional footballer must also be developed from a football school. Now, until we appreciate that we need proper academies, and these academies normally attached to football clubs, and until we appreciate club football in this country, it becomes very difficult to come and just appreciate the senior national team and expect it to do miracles. So my call is that now is the time, and FIFA has been strategic. We have brought this competition here simply because we want to expose the country to the world of football. How are things done? Now we start appreciating when people start asking, why isn't our team doing well? Then we go back to the fundamentals that actually club football in this country needs money. If KCCA, Sports Club, Villa and Express do not have the money, if these players we are talking about today do not eat, do not train properly, do not get paid well at clubs, you do not expect miracles at the national team. So for us, it has been a good opportunity. Ugandans love their team. Ugandans are asking the questions, and we are answering. That right now, the focus should be on club football. How do we help the clubs? And everybody has a role. Government has a role, how we can help clubs. Even you as a fan, you have a role, how you can help clubs. Even the media, we have a role. So as FIFA, our next focus is going to concentrate on how we package club football. Because Ugandans have shown us that they can consume football on a daily. For the last 2 weeks, tickets have been selling out, buying to watch our players who are playing in our league. It means it is also possible for club football, because club football exists throughout the year. So I want to call upon everybody. We are aware that people have been following a lot of European football, but we cannot be following European football and expecting to reap the national team made up of the Ugandan players who are playing in Uganda. Let us love our country. Let us support our clubs. Let it be an obligation that every Ugandan at least has a local football club he can identify with. Then that will be able to be converted into a resource, a revenue center for clubs to be able to generate money. And once the clubs generate money, then the players we are talking about will be motivated, will be trained properly, will be nurtured properly, and the best talents will be given an opportunity. I also want to talk about one of the issues that has also been prevalent in the media is about the team hotel where we are seated. It is indeed true, as a federation, we have received some of this feedback from the public, but I want to inform the general public that some of the communications that are being made are false.
Mbadde ka interview kalungi mama Black Man wenna olinga byakulya
naye mukwano badde nyinamu obuzibuzibu nyina wenjagala okulaga wano speed naye bwe nagenda n'emmotoka nga nekoze delivery ekisajja kino tekigenda kumpa
okyekola delivery
kanekola delivery naye ndakola nti naye wa boda wa
wano mukyanja wano ate ffe tukyabikola ebyo mayiba mujja ne musula eri essonde ne mulowooza nti zimanyi n'okuba nowa boda wange
kubanga obutuufu ngenda kuleka wano emmotoka naye kati walifunye omuntu gwokubira najja nanona speed
afe wano tukozesa ride now app ogimanyi ride now ofunirako genda ku Apple Store teekamu ride now ogirabye aha yiyo
ebintu byabwe dakiika
2
nga bangi
nga bakufunye dda.
That is nice.
Kati omusajja mugenda ku nyamunyamu
luseke nyamunyamu sawa yakwekola delivery omwana ow'obuwala nga this is nice. Wetwale dakiika nga 2
dakiika nga 2
anditwale
kati owa bodawo wuuno
maama nga ayanguye azze mangu
anti eyo gye bayita ride now. Owaayo omukyalo ono nedda mukwano otuula mabega mwamanyire okugiraba oti muwereyo erumenti yiino oyambale saagala okube mutwe wansi
omutwe gwe gutambuza food for the soul. Ansooke ngitwale ku delivery mukwano tugende
boosi omutuusa bulungi eyo ŋŋambako ng'otuuse ekyo kye bayita ride now let's ride.
And we need to appreciate how this is done. A football hotel is customized. It is not a general hotel where you want and whatever you want. You might see flamboyant hotels in the way they are designed, but for a footballer to be in a condition to give you the best, the hotel must be customized. And what do I mean by customized? One of the first things you need is exclusivity, because players are supposed to be taken away from the public. Now, when you look at the hotels we have that people are talking about, as a federation, we cannot exclude the general public from accessing these hotels. And yet what you want to achieve is exclusivity. Guys, we are talking about young men who since the 21st of June, and we are talking about 2 months, have been confined in one area. They are human beings. They also have a life to live. So you cannot just expose them and put them in a hotel where you are not in control. They also love women. They also would want to drink. They would also want to live a life like everybody else. And this is human. But how can we achieve it? All national teams, when they are at home for such events, the first thing they go for is exclusivity. And we want to be judged by results. The team has been in exclusivity, away from interference from the general public. We used to stay in different hotels before, and we have learned from experience. Ugandans may not understand why we were always coming close and sometimes not qualifying. We used to stay in other hotels. There are so many things that would take place behind the scenes. We had situations where opponents of our teams would come and book into our hotels, and we would sleep with them in the same hotel. You don't know what they do. We are talking about a sports hotel that needs a kitchen that is customized. Now, we are not going to be in control in these hotels of the kitchen. This kitchen is serving the whole public. Now, in the modern game, you cannot know what can be done. It has even been done in the top leagues in Europe, where food is tampered with. Now, this exclusivity gives us a way of preparing our own food, our own way, and even what type of food we want. We have players who are interested in certain kinds of menu, certain kinds of dishes that you are not going to ask any hotel to prepare. But once we are here, it's purely customized. Whether you want atapa, whether you want marakwang, it will be prepared for you because this hotel has been customized 24/7 for football. There are other things like the amenities. We are talking about a hotel which has its own gym, also customized for football. Not every gym you see is specifically customized for football because the exercises are different. We have the swimming pool with us. Now you cannot just go to any hotel and you cannot go to any hotel and use the swimming pool the way you want. These players have a process of how they recover. For example, there are times when we want a swimming pool which has been iced. So it must be of a certain size for you to be able to cool it. Because if it's too big, probably it was designed for something else. Now, in this hotel, all of these things have been customized specifically for a football team. When you look around this hotel, we have a tactical room where we are seated right now. This is called a tactical room. A tactical room is a room where you see where the players, the demonstrations are done, how the players are going to stand, right from how the goalkeeper is. These formations you see on the pitch are actually first set out in the tactical rooms, like where we are seated right now. Now, these amenities you may not get. Things to do with a medical room, where players are treated and dealt with in accordance to what football is. As we speak right now, this facility, we are also developing the outdoor arena. And if you look through the windows, there's a pitch which is being developed. So that this hotel, you can even be able to do a night light training on lights. And this is within the hotel. We have also had some of the commentators saying the bus does not get to the hotel. Now, as the media, you hear the bus is here in the premises of the hotel. So I think this was very important for us to bring out to the public that this hotel, where we have stayed since 2018, we have not started staying here. We have qualified with big competitions right from this hotel. Actually, what we have done throughout the process is that this particular property is a property which the Federation has leased. And what we are supposed to be paying is what we have been using to develop this place and build and improve it to what it looks like. If you remember, if some of you remember during COVID-19, where exclusivity was even more important, this is the hotel where the team was staying. And we were able to be going for our competitions right from here. And also one of the things we do is that this hotel accommodates 10 national football teams. It's not only the Uganda Cranes. So when we are talking about it, let us not talk about it in exclusivity. I want also to talk about how this procurement is done. This hotel is procured during this competition by CAF. CAF goes around, looks at hotels, and asks us. And we were asked as a federation, and indeed, we said we are comfortable to stay in this hotel. But that is not enough. CAF has to come and look at the amenities and approve. And this hotel was approved by CAF. So when you commentate and say, according to the standards of the competition, who is more authoritative? Is it you, the commentator, or CAF? If CAF has come up and looked at this hotel and approved it, then who are you? What level of authority do you have? Because the authority of standards of CHAN is CAF. And CAF has organized this competition in very many different countries. It's not the first place they have been to. And they understand why they must always ask for this preference, because that's how it is done in many countries that they have been to. So I want to inform Ugandans that as far as we are concerned, this hotel has everything we would not get anywhere in any of the hotels in Uganda. Talk about whatever kind of different hotels, they will not give you as customized an environment, as exclusive an environment as ours. And remember, this hotel is open to national team players, even when the team is not in camp. We are talking about players who have come here, stayed for weeks, when they're in recovery. There are some of players we see there who have been on recovery from operations. They come stay in, they work in the gym, they work in the hydrotherapy of the swimming pool, because it is a national team home. So we would like to inform Ugandans that the most important part now is not diversions, is not riding on the football brand. As we speak today, the news around Uganda is CHAN. The news around Uganda is Uganda Cranes. But you'll see very many commentators, some of them politicians, looking for votes. Amasanyalaza Bagalina is now Uganda Cranes. So you'll ride on it for you to be able to be seen. But this is a brand that people have been working for over years. We are talking about a future of very many other aspiring Ugandans. But when people become selfish for their political interests, for their own interests, and make sure that they want to use this as a diversion. The players are so focused, they know what they are doing, they are happy with where they are staying, because we have stayed in hotels before. We have stayed in different hotels before. We know how much we would pay there. We know the distractions we got there. So right now, the team is settled. Let us concentrate on football. Our longer-term plan, if you look at the other national teams that do well in Africa, they have their own team hotels. It's a new trend that has come. Rwanda has built a team hotel. Morocco has the Mohammed VI technical center where the team stays. It is a new thing that teams have picked up. And these are trends that if we bring Chan here, we want Ugandans to benefit from it by learning more about football. We have not been hosting such competitions. So definitely so many people don't know so many things. And let us not just take advantage, let us learn from them. Our longer term plan is developing the FIFA Stadium at Kadiba, which is undergoing development as we speak. It has a 4-story building, which has accommodation, which has all the amenities that we are talking about to be at this hotel. Eventually, that will be the home of the national team. But that is a long-term process. Right now, we have competitions we are undertaking, and we cannot stop doing that. I would also like to inform Ugandans that there is nobody making financial benefit from staying here. Because like I said, these premises are leased and they're operated by FIFA 100%. And whatever revenue we would have paid elsewhere to keep the team in camp, they are recycled into improving this facility. So we believe that this will make the facility more useful and even more conducive. So there is no benefit at all for any individual. In any case, I can tell you that there were different rates that were paid for hotels. Elsewhere, the rates were different. But this is one of the hotels where CAF paid the least $120 per head per full board. And if you look at it, in any hotel, this is not a business that is benefiting anybody, because eventually we are saying whatever is obtained is recycled into making the facility better. As you can see, there are works which are still going on. But this is our home. We are going to use it for the national teams going forward, for all of the other national teams, because we have the under-20 girls that are also going to enter camp. They are coming here. We actually have 2 international matches per month throughout the year. And teams stay in this hotel. If you want to transfer that and take it to the hotels we are talking about, it would not be cost effective. But at the moment, it is cost effective and it is answering for us. I want to conclude by saying that this location we are talking about, Chisasi, is in the city center. It is part of Kampala city. It's not somewhere out of the city. And as a federation, our responsibility stops at the hotel. What goes on beyond the hotel is not our responsibility. We would like to call upon the authorities, KCCA, to improve on the road network. That cannot be our responsibility as the federation. But we have been engaged with the authorities at KCCA. They have been here. And as you can see, even the road networks, they are working on the roads. We are in a country that is actually developing. Let us not assume like we're in a country that has already developed. The truth is, even when you are coming to this hotel, you can see that KCC is working on the roads. When we went to Kadiba, those who remember, the roads were terrible. We worked with KCC, we worked with His Excellency the President, who gave a directive, and the roads to Kadiba are all paved and tarmac. Now, it is also possible, the call should be that if this is the center we are using, can we have the roads around paved? Because there is a phase of paving roads in Kampala. And if that phase is going on, can we have these roads that are coming, some of these matters that are concerning the whole country, also worked on? And I think the residents of this area will benefit, much as the hotel also will benefit, much as the football fan in Igulu will also benefit that the team goes through proper roads up to where they stay. So I want to call upon Ugandans that these are distractions that are championed by individuals whose objectives are about Uganda not succeeding. Let us not get these distractions. Let us concentrate on our next opponent, and that is Senegal. How do we go to the stadium? How do we prepare a team? Because Because the guys are doing well, the boys are doing well. Right now, what they want to see is love, is support. But these distractions of trying to feel sorry for them, and the boys are okay. For them, the objective is simple. They want to do very well. So I want to end my submission by saying, fellow Ugandans, let us support the boys. All they need right now is our love. All they need right now is our support to fill the stadium. All they need right now is to show them that they are doing this for all of us. It is the most important bit right now. But these distractions, self-destructions by people who are self-seeking, definitely they do not add any value at the moment. I want to end my submission. And if there are any particular questions, we'll definitely be able to respond. Thank you so much.
And also to introduce Mr. Paul Kadabala, manager of the Uganda Cranes, and on all the operations of the team. Thank you so much, Paul. I'll take about 3 questions, if there are any. But be repetitive. First question. After that, we're not taking up. So only 2. Okay, the media house.
Yes, of number ratings. My question is about the lease.
That's a trade secret.
Mr. President, my question is not about the grades. How is it?
I want to once again take this opportunity to inform the country that the president made a pledge to the boys, and the pledge was communicated to the boys of 1.2 billion Uganda shillings for every win they get. And that communication was made. But I also want to inform Ugandans that the federation has its own bonus structure, which it has put in place for these boys. I want to go on record. It's $2,000 for every win in the group, and it is $4,000 to get out of the group stages. And then that money goes on increasing as they continue winning up to winning the final the final match of the tournament, and that's being champions. They are also paid $100 every day. They stay in camp, so the longer, since the time they started. And I want to inform Ugandans that they have been paid for all the wins they have already gotten in the group stage. That has already been paid, including their daily camp allowances, up to today as we speak. And that the federation has done its part. Now, what we are supposed to do with the pledge from the president is reminding him, and I want to assure Ugandans that if the president made the pledge, allow us after the tournament to make sure that the pledge is fulfilled. Right now, I keep telling the boys, whenever I meet them, let us make this money. Go on the pitch and win. We who are off pitch, it will be our responsibility to make sure that we remind the authorities. It is not in our hands as a federation, it is in the hands of government. But we believe that it would be very, very good in terms of keeping the psychology of the team together, that this is considered after the tournament. Otherwise, in the middle of the tournament, the little that we are supposed to be paying from the federation is being paid already. And we shall continue to do it until we finish the competition. But for government, for me, I believe this is something that these players should benefit from. It is something that comes once in a lifetime, probably. So it's not a question of just giving them money to date. Their money whenever they win. And it should be something that can be able to be used to keep their life after football. So it's not something that it should be rushed. Let us go out and win. The good thing is that the next matches, whenever you win, whenever you qualify, it's automatically a win. You cannot qualify by a draw. So, and I'm very sure that the government will fulfill, the president will fulfill the obligation.
Thank you very much.
thing. All this stuff about the Fuka Hotel. Just from John Correct from Radio 1. Just like to ask something a bit like Phil, you talked about the exclusivity of the Fuka Hotel. I get that point. How far does the exclusivity go? Is it, what I mean is, other federations, people to knock at your door and say, hey, can we use this facility as well for our teams because of the specificity of it for sports?
Yes, that's a good question, Tarat. And I hope it is not any relationship with the Taraj, the captain of the Uganda Cranes.
Ensonga z'ettaka ensangi zino zafuuka nzibu okwewala katembo yo yenna. Duka mu Honest Estate Developers ofune ettaka eritaliiko ndooliito. Baguddewo estate zaabwe empya omuli Gayaza Kiwenda Phase 5, Mabombwe Phase 6 ne 7 ne Gobero Nampunge. Songa ne mu estate zaabwe enkadde poloti esigaddeyo ntono ddala. Hoyima Road, Ngennansa na Bujuuko, Namusera Bugembe, Namusera Phase 3, Kachiri Mwera, Kachiri Magogo, Gobero Muguruka Phase 1 and 2, Wakiso Kasengejje ne Kachiri Simba Mannyo. Ku Lwentebe balina Nakawuka 0 Phase 4, Nesi Salutaba Expressway, ate Namugongo Sonde ne Namugongo Misindye. Amazzi n'amasannyalaze weegali boogula kyapa ku mmeeza tuzimba n'okutunda amayumba agawedde. Honest Estate Developers tusange ku Martin Road mu Kampala okumpi ne roundabout ya Aga Khan ku Mankeshwa Building. Isimu noti 772728 oba noti 7728
Anyway, on the light note, that's on the light note. This place is open to clubs, to other national teams of other sports disciplines, or even clubs of other sports disciplines, as long as it is available. The only challenge we have is that many times we have national teams in camp. Many times. But when we do not have teams in camp, we have been cooperating, by the way, with so many federations. Our facilities in Injeru, our facilities, including the bus itself, we have used our bus to transport other national teams out of the country to go and compete. We collaborate with other federations, and indeed, we would not have a problem that any team that wants to come here is able to come.
President,
ekisooka nti wano we tuli ge maka ga Uganda Cranes kye tuyita Fufa Hotel. Ekifo kino kyategekebwa oba kitegekebwa okutegeka kukyagenda mu maaso mu mbeera nti kifo kya ttiimu ya mupiira oba ttiimu ya byamizannyo. Ebintu byonna ebikirimu biteekebwateekebwa ku mulamu ogwo nti bw'oba oteekateeka ttiimu y'omupiira waliwo ebintu ebikulu ennyo omuntu by'ayinza obutalowoozaako. Oli n'alowooza ku mufaliso ogwayinza okwebakako okusinga okugonda naye ate olusinga okusinga okukaluba gwe gwandibadde omulungi. So ebintu ebikolebwa mu hoteeri eno biri scientific, tibigendereddwamu okuteekateeka ttiimu y'omupiira nga bweteekebwateekebwa. Naddala okubanga bw'oba oteekateeka ttiimu y'omupiira teweetaaga nnyo yeetabe mu bantu bano aba bulijjo abayinza okuba nga bazze mu hoteeri eyo okukola ebintu byabwe ebirala. Ate kizibu nnyo ogenda mu hoteeri endala n'ogaana abantu ba bulijjo okugendayo kuba erina bizinesi endala zeekola. Naye nga federation twasalawo okuva mu mwaka gwa 2018 tubadde tusula wano, tubeera wano, tuwangudde okugenda mu mpaka ez'enjawulo nga tuva wano. Kino kyonna kigenderere, ng'era ekigendererwa kyakuba nti ttiimu yaffe tugyawula. Ebintu bino tubiyigidde ku mawanga amalala agali mu mupiira agakulaakulanye, naye era tukiyigidde n'ensobi ze twakola emabega. Waliwo ne ttiimu ya Uganda lwe yalemererwanga okuyitamu ng'abali eyo temutegedde ebizibu bye tubadde nabyo, naye nga waliwo olusi okuyingirira okukuuma abaana ab'obulenzi nga bano abali mu myaka gino okumala emyezi 2 nga tebali mu public basula wano babeera wano. Si kyangu nnyo ng'obakuumidde mu hoteeri ey'olukale oba ey'abantu abangi, naye wano tusobola okulaba nga tubeera nabo nga bye beetaaga byonna babirina. So ebibadde byogera byonna si bituufu. Ekifo kino muli bamawulire mukituuseemu olwaleero mukirabye. Ebyetaagisa byonna mwebiri, zi swimming pool mweziri, baasi yiye paakinga wabweru n'otula mu dinisi ogiraba. Akasaawe kaako tulimu kakola nako kajja kuggwa kibeere nti ttiimu esobola okukakozesa wadde katono si kanene nnyo, naye byonna bina bigendereddwamu okubanga ttiimu y'eggwanga esula awantu wesobola okujjayo results ate tiimu ebadde ejjayo results. Bannayuganda tuconcentrating ennyo ku tiimu kyekoze nti abavubuka bali bulungi, abavubuka bakoze bulungi. Kakati bwe tutandika okukaaba ebizibu byabwe nga si bye babikaabye, nze ndowooza nti ekyo kitujja ku mulamwa ate ng'oluusi abantu bakikozesa olw'ebigendererwa byabwe eby'obuntu oluusi n'obutaagaliza. Ebimu ku bizibu bye tuyinza okugamba tukyalina ku woteeri ze enguudo ezikituukako ate ze tutalinaako nnyo kontrolo. Kifo kino kiri mu kibuga wakati naye tetumanyi nti twogedde ne KCCA nga bwe twayogera naye ku Kadiba ne tukolera enguudo ezituuka ku Kadiba era zonna abagendayo muziraba za kolansi. Nawo no tukyayogera nabo n'okulambula bazze ne balambula. Ate era bantu enguudo z'omu kitundu kino batandise ozikola okuva eri waggulu. So nze ndowooza nti twandibadde ku mulamwa maybe tujja kutuuka lumu nga nazino enguudo zonna bazikoze nga n'abantu ab'omu kitundu kino ekyekisaasa bawogere nnyo ttiimu yaabwe nabo ate nga bafunyemu ku lw'omupiira kuba erimu ku Kadiba abaliraanwa ba Kadiba bonna baafunamu. Zipoloti zaalinya bbeeyi naye nga mupiira. Abapangisa amayumba embeera yakyukamu. Kati ne wano tusuubira nti baliraanwa baffe bajja kuganyulwamu olwa ttiimu y'eggwanga okubanga enkambi egikuba wano. Tukyayogerezaganya ne gavumenti ndi mukakafu nti oba oli awo enguudo ezigenda ku bisaawe, enguudo ezigenda ku mawoteeri nga gano ttiimu zisula bibe nga bisobola okukolebwako. Ekizibu kye tulina ekitende, ekizibu kye tulina wano, naye okwogerezaganya ne gavumenti ogituusa okukola ebintu oluusi tekiba kya lunaku lumu oba bbiri. So ng'Abannayuganda tukize eri abalina obuyinza okuba nti porogulaamu zanguwa weeziri naye nga maybe zino bazijjamu ne bazisoosowaza ne tuba nti embeera eno esobola okuba nga ebeera bulungi. Naye abavubuka bali bulungi okusuza ttiimu y'omupiira ebintu bingi by'olina ogikolera nga tosobola kubifuna. Swimming pool eyo ogiraba erina ne size gy'erina okubeerako obe nga oluusi osobola oteekamu ice abavubuka bano bakoleremu gye bayita recovery. Toyinza kugenda mu swimming pool nnene ya woteeri nnene n'ogamba nti ojja gikoleramu ebintu bwe bityo. Abaana bano abamu balina emmere gye baagala okulya ng'oyinza obutasobola na kugifumbira mu woteeri ezo ennene. Mu mupiira gw'ennaku zino waliwo ebintu ebikozesebwa bingi ne Bulaaya gyebiri tibasobola okutampalinga n'emmere y'abasambi mu woteeri ng'eyo noweesanga nti oluusi kiremesezza ttiimu. So Bannayuganda abali eyo abalenzi tebeetaaga mukwano kubawagira kubaagala bakkirivu okulaba nti bayiwawo omubiri ng'enjogera y'ennaku zino bweri okuba nti basobola okugenda okufiirira eggwanga lyaffe. So tugende tuwagire Uganda nga tusamba Senegal ku lunaku olw'omukaaga enduulu tugikube tiketi tuzigule abalenzi tubawagire. Kyemmanyi bajja kukola kyonna kyonna okuba nga tusobola okuwangula. N'ekisembayo mpozi nti bwe tuba tutunuulira obulamu bw'omusambi w'omupiira tubutunuulire okuva gy'ava ng'akyali mwana muto. Bwe bamu identifyinga nti ekitone akirina ayise mu biki ng'ojja kwagala olwaleero omusuze mu woteeri ennungi naye bw'aba tali mu national team ngazzeeyo mu kiraabu ali atya asulawa ali aki. So bwe tuba twagala kwogera ku mbeera emboozi tugigaziye tugijje ku national team tugitwalire ddala n'abasambi abakuba liigi yonna nti amakiraabu gaffe gali bubi getaaga ssente. Buli omu alina omulimu gw'asobola okukola. Gwe n'amawulire ogulina, nze FUFA ngulina, gavumenti erina, naawe omuwagizi owa bulijjo. Tuwagire emipiira gyaffe tuleme okugenda kuwagira emipiira gy'e Bulaaya nga gye tuteekamu amaanyi gye emijoozi gye twetimba naye nga teruza kusuzisa basambi baffe abaawano. So nze nsuubira nti tonamenti eno twagireeta era emboozi eno gye tulimu njagala nnyo nti Abannayuganda batandise okubuuza ebibuuzo ebituufu. Bwe tunaafuna ansa z'ebibuuzo ebyo nsuubira eggwanga lyaffe lijja kuva eribadde mu mupiira lyeyongereko waggulu. Ate era kituufu nti woteeri eno ebiseera ebisinga ebeera busy. Ffe twagenda okibalamu ng'essente ze tukwata ne tugenda ne tuteeka mu woteeri endala. Tulina national teams 10 ez'omupiira, ez'abawala, ez'abaana, zonna zisula wano. Ate waliwo ne tutuuka n'okutuuka nga tulina national team 2 zonna ziri mu kampu. Ng'emu ebeerako wano, emu n'ebeera n'awalala. Naye woteeri eno baagitegeka mu ngeri ya byamizannyo. Era ne ttiimu z'emizannyo emirala nga si mupiira oba ne clubs zaffe ez'omupiira gano maka ga ttiimu ya byamizannyo yonna. Bwebanga tewaliwo puroguramu egenda mu maaso tubadde tubikola. Si gwe mulundi ogusoose tubadde tubikola, abantu ne bajja ne babeerawo wano ne beeteekateeka. Nawe olwaleero ndowooza ekijjeeyo okuba nga kiwulikika lwakuba nti kikopo kye tulimu si kya mupiira gwokka, kifuuse omukolo oguli mu ggwanga n'ab'omupiira babadde bagugoberera n'abatagugoberera olwaleero basobola okugwogera. Enjala era ntwalina omukisa guno okutegeeza Abannayuganda n'abawagizi b'omupiira abali eyo nti ensako y'abasambi b'omupiira bano erimu emirundi ebiri. Waliwo pulezidenti w'eggwanga kye yabasuubiza akawumbi akamu n'obukadde ebibiri buli mupiira gwe bagoba. Ekyo kya ofiisi y'omukulembeze w'eggwanga. Ate era ssaawa yakyo bw'enaaba etuuse kijja kukolebwako. Sirinamu kutya kwonna bw'omukulembeze w'eggwanga ebiseera bingi azze ng'atusuubiza n'atuukiriza by'asuubiza. Olwaleero abasambi tubaleke basooke bakole omulimu gwe baliko. Ekyomukulembeze ng'omupiira guwedde tujja genda tunyumye naye ate ndowooza kijja natwanguyira nga tugenzeeyo nga ne results zaffe ennungi. So twongere kugoba mipiira abaana ensimbi zaabwe ezo bajja zifuna. Ensako ey'okubiri gye bafuna ye ya FUFA. Ne FUFA twateekawo ensako eyaffe. Buli mupiira ogugobwa gulimu kumpi obukadde 7 obwa Uganda era abasambi emipiira gyabwe gye bagobye ssente zaabwe already wetwogerera bazirina. Buli lunaku lwe basula mu kampu bafunayo $1 za Amerika 10 wetwogerera okuva ebaatandikira paka olwaleero abasambi tewali musambi abanja era basanyufu. So n'olw'ensonga eyo nze ngamba abasambi bulijjo nga njogera nabo kye muba mukola ezitanaba kuyingira mu nsawo ze muba mukolerera mugende mugobe emipiira akawunti eyongera okukola ki okulinnya kubanga zifuuka zizo naddala ssente za bonasi ng'ogobye omupiira oba tonagugoba teziba zizo. Naye nsuubira nti byonna bwe binaaba biwedde buli musambi ajja kuddayo ewaka. Kye twagala okukola kwe kubanga abasambi bano baganyulwamu mu ssente zino. Emabega eyo abasambi baafuna ku ssente ate nga zaali nnyingi nga tugenda mu Africa Cup of Nations naye abamu zaggwawo era obalaba nga tebali mu mbeera gye bandibaddemu ate nga zaali ssente nnyingi. So kati kye tulina okukola nga n'omukulembeze tenaleeta ssente ezo kulaba nga abavubuka bano tubaleetera abakugu boogereko nabo kuba zino ssente ozirabanga ennyingi naye omusambi w'omupiira asambira emyaka 10 ekyo ne kiggwawo ne mutasobola na kumujjukira ne musanga ku street. So bwe babanga bafunye omukisa nga guno nti bazze tournament tugireese bakoze bulungi kyetaaga okubanga ensimbi zino zisobola okukyusa ku bulamu bwabwe nga bamaze omupiira. Kirungi tweteeketeeke omukulembeze agende n'okuzireeta nga abavubuka bano bafunye okuva mu bakugu engeri gye basobola okubanga baganyulwamu. Otherwise bw'ozireeta ssaawa eno lukyali mu tournament abaana n'obwongo bajja kubujja ku tournament babuze ku ssente. So ekyo tukireke ekyomukulembeze kijja kujja nsaba nnyo kijje nga ne tournament ewedde abasambi basobola okukiganyulwamu.
So much for President Magogo, for press conference in regard to the status of Uganda Cranes in the tournament and their home.
The views expressed on Kasuku Live do not reflect those of the host, producers, or management. They are solely of individuals providing them and do not represent or reflect the official policy or position of this YouTube channel.
abakyala
weereza omuliro nga alina embuto katonda ayokya embuto genda weegiwaaminge
yabaweereza buno bukeeke obutini
singa baabumutwale babumusonseka mu kamwa bwonna n'abufulumiza mu nnyindo
kiba alina guno omuggo gwa musa waitisita premium detergent
waliwo wanagambye embunda y'akasajja kasendi kalimba bannange esendi bannange